institution, a place that others can come to get their materials analyzed in the labs, for example. Food security. As a university, we are situated in an environment that has extremes. There are places like Game where there's rain throughout the year and there's always food. But there are other places, other constituencies where there's a lot of dryness, they will say drought. And so food is not always available. So the issue of food security, especially when we talk about climate resistant food crops, some of our research is around that. So food security is one way in which we have an impact on the local community. There is something about the local community's uptake of research output. I think as scientists, we have been accused in the past of doing research for the publications. But the kind of research that we are engaging in at Jooust is research that reaches the ground, research that has an impact on the quality of life. The uptake sometimes of research output can be doubtful or can be questioned if it is presented in a language that cannot be comprehended by the user. So one of the things that we do is convert or make sure that we voice our findings in language that is practicable or practical for the initially respondents, but now the users of our information. Now, as we move on, I have to look into the future, don't I? And in 10 years' time, where do I see Jooust? Oh my goodness. I'm seeing this institution, which I really value because of the human resource. The research capacity of my colleagues is phenomenal. And so I see this institution as at the helm of a serious community-focused research. And I say community-focused deliberately. And it's especially in some 3 areas. The first being environment, agriculture and food security. That is the first one. And you can see how multidisciplinary it is because it is within environment that climate comes in. Then you bring climate and agriculture. You've got those resilient plants in there. And food security, you've got all your agriculture and your climate issues to make sure that we can produce food that every household will be secure around. Then the second area is community health and well-being. We tend to talk about public health, but I want to bring it down, not just to the public, but to the community, because we want it to be specific to any community that we go to. We can no longer generalize issues. Maybe the symptoms will be similar across areas, but the causes, the manifestations will be very specific to an area. So we are looking at health from a community perspective. And then we're looking at well-being. It's not just wellness, it is well-being. The economic well-being, the mental, the social, the cultural, the emotional, all of that. And we're putting that together with the health because it goes together. It makes the human being is a composite being, multi-dimensional. And so all of this come together. But the third one, which when you come from Siaya, you cannot run away from, and Jooust is in Siaya, cultural heritage and material science. That is the third area where we're not just going to be looking at the cultural heritage they used to be, but we're looking at our indigenous knowledge and situating it today in the now and here, including in the world of ICT, and seeing the intersections, seeing if there are any perhaps conflicts, and trying to iron out what challenges there might be. Because when we focus on cultural heritage, we will definitely have a better uptake of research findings within our communities. When we talk about material science, we are actually also talking about the commercialization, entrepreneurship around culture, which we cannot afford to miss out. Because right now, whatever you do is supposed to put food on your table. Days are gone when you would be a musician by day and at night you're going to do something else. You need to focus your attention on the talents that you have and feed yourself and your family from that talent. We market our research findings in diverse spaces. First of all, the academic outlets, the publications. Our researchers publish their findings in internationally acknowledged and peer-reviewed papers. Some go into book chapters, and when they're book chapters, then there are class texts that are used everywhere. We have conferences, and it is in these conferences where we demonstrate what we have done. And usually what we have done is not confined to the answers to the research questions, but the methodology. And that is where the innovation comes in. When we start bringing in culture at the heart of our scientific research, there is innovation in that, because it isn't done by everybody. So there's a lot of innovation that we have. We have exhibitions right from the local community to the national and perhaps regional shows, and we take our research work there, as well as demonstrating the things that we do. As a university, we're also very strong on outreach, on engagement programs. And our engagement starts from children when we go to the schools. And we talk freely to the primary schools, because if you don't start telling them at that age that there is something called discovery, that there is something called research, and research is not such a bad word, it's actually a very good word, and we're always engaged in research, then if you leave it to secondary and university, it will be too late. So our engagement is with everybody, from children, from the chiefs baraza to, when we have community leaders coming together, we have that engagement with them. This fourth biennial conference that is organized by CUE provides for us an excellent platform to showcase our research prowess to the world. As a university and as researchers, and in the university we have people who've done research for a long time, we have learned that you could always package your research to fit a context. Most contexts, you will always find that the research that you have done can be voiced in a way that answer the questions that are being deliberated on in a particular platform. CUE has a conference, a scientific conference, and we have so much science. So this is very useful for us, an opportunity to show the world that yes, we can. I have quoted somebody's words, but to show the world what it is that we are doing. I think it is also an opportunity for me to show off that I have researchers, an opportunity for us as a university to bring to the table the output of our research. We will bring our biscuits and cakes, and I hope you come by and just get a glimpse of how protein can get into the biscuits. And this is protein from, the edible insects that we sometimes don't think too much about. An opportunity to bring to the global academic and research community my researchers, and I'm calling them mine now, the researchers at Jooust, because we have some of the best researchers in this country who have done a lot of innovative things around their own subject area. And let us remember that multidisciplinarity is now the way people go. So it is also an opportunity for us to see what other people are doing, and maybe to find somebody with whom we could partner on a research agenda that is slowly trying to form in our minds. So it is a place for partnership. It is a place for demonstrating what we have done. It is also a place for celebrating our success as an institution that is very strong on research. Finally, I do hope that we will be able to find more partners through this platform. And so there will be a space with some exciting colors. There's some blue, there's some green, there's some gold. with a very big, beautiful logo, and on it will be a big word, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology. And if you look carefully, you might just find me there as well. Please come and visit our stand, because we'll be able to show you all of these things that I have talked about. Karibuni sana, as we say locally, machiegni uru uduto. Welcome all of you.